So if you're new here, this is the part of the podcast where someone from the community writes into us, whether that's in our email, it's always open, guys, if you want to hit us up, or on our website. And for today's episode, 27 and saving for the first time, but feeling very weird about it.
Cool.
About that. Howdy, Fi Guys. I'm 27, and for the first time in my entire life, I actually have money sitting in my account. And instead of feeling proud, I feel quite panicked. My husband and I got married young, and he's always covered the big stuff: rent, bills, groceries. Got a brother or a sister. Actually, fit me a lot better. Anyway, I've always worked between school and a dangerous addiction to retail therapy. My paycheck basically evaporates the second it hits my account. Erica. But now something has changed. I'm out of school, I'm making steady money, and for the first time, I've started saving, actually saving. I'm making about $1,500 a month, and somehow I've been able to stack between $500 and $700 every month without even trying that hard. My congratulations, that's actually
Cool.
awesome.
That's great. That's
I
the
love
goal.
that 50% saving rate. Um, my checking account just hit $4,000. Nice. And instead of doing a happy dance, I'm starting to feel like a ticking time bomb. Everyone online is yelling, invest it, open a high yield savings, make your money work for you. Are they though? But when I try and look into it, I feel like I'm falling down a financial rabbit hole. Charts, jargon, 10-year plans, Roth, something or others. I love that. And I end up slamming my laptop shut and binge watching Netflix instead. I'm not trying to be some Wall Street wizard over here. We prefer wolves, but that works too. I just don't want my money sitting there doing nothing. We are going to talk about that point specifically after this. But here's the thing. I'm terrified to move it. What if I need it? What if life happens and I can't get it back? It's not that much money, but it feels like a big deal to me. So here I am, stuck between feeling proud that I saved something for once and guilty that I'm not doing anything with it. I don't think I'll need it soon, but I don't want it collecting dust either. Where does someone like me even start? How do I take the next step without screwing it up? And if I'm overthinking it, tell me straight. I can handle it. From money is stacking, but what I am lacking, 4 grand in hand. Now, what's the plan? All right. Not bad, not bad. Lot to unpack here, Chris. Lot to unpack here. Where should
Yeah.
we even start?
Well, first off, I want to congratulate our writer for, they've done something that most people will never do. And that's creating the gap. And when I mean the gap, that's between how much money you make and how much money you spend. Because that gap, your savings rate, is the foundation to financial independence. It's the foundation to all of this. It is not about you doing it, quote unquote, right now. It's about building those habits over time, which you've already started the process of. You just have to keep up with that over and over and over again. Dom, what were you thinking when you read through this?
Um, Super excited, very excited, the most excited. Nobody's more excited than me, but um, it is very scary taking that first step, right? For all of us, even people who are seasoned investors, right? Say this has happened to me actually. I stopped investing for a long time. Like I just, it was, I set it and forget, and then I sold it, and I had a bunch of cash in my account. Well, to be honest, I felt scared to invest it too. Weirdly enough, I felt scared, right? So fear is something we all live with. Fear is not something that we can necessarily avoid, but it's something we can manage. And that's where we can be courageous and really take steps that others might not take. So I think you're in a great spot. I'm really proud of you for kind of getting a hold on that retail addiction. Also, congrats on the 4,000. There was another point. I'm going to have to look for it in my notes on the viewer mailbag. I should have highlighted it, but um, yes, life does happen, and it happens at random, sporadic times. I wish we have a little bit more details on where you guys are in your life. If there's an emergency fund set up, or you know, proper things in place to where we don't have to worry as much. Because the more information we have, the better information we can kind of give. But
Well, what I'll do is you look for what that thing you want to bring up, and I'll talk a little bit more. So, to our listener, the feeling that you have of things being uneasy is because you're at a new stage in your money journey. And that means that saving is no longer a challenge. And now you're moving into the point where clarity becomes the new challenge. And that discomfort that you're feeling doesn't mean that you're a failure, doesn't mean that you're bad with money. It's your brain saying, okay, I'm leveling up, but what do I do next? You're moving into the unknown. And whenever you move into the unknown, it's obviously scary. I mean, no one ever walked into the dark and was like, oh, yeah, I got this until you've done it enough times to be like, I got this. So I don't want you to downplay that you've only saved up $4,000 because it's very easy to compare yourself to people online who say they are saving six-figure portfolios and they have $4,000 saved a minute. And then you're going to say your 4,000 portfolio and say that you have nothing. But that 4,000 is proof that you have discipline. And that's evidence that you can use to trust yourself with your money. Because the first real step needs to go from I hope I can save to I know I can save. And you know you can save. You've done it. Do or do not, there's no try. You did it. That's awesome. So what I want you to do, since you're asking what do I do with it, I want you to start with a simple emergency buffer. And that means I want you to keep around maybe 3 months of living expenses easily accessible. And I want you to think of this as like my sleep well at night fund, knowing in case something goes wrong, I have a first layer peace of mind, knowing that that money is available. And I don't want you to just keep that money in your checking account. What I would like you to do is go ahead and look into high yield savings accounts. Nothing fancy, just a way for your cash to earn a little bit more than it's sitting in your checking account earning 0.010 or whatever it is. And I think you're going to feel instantly more intentional and you're not going to be taking on any risk. But the biggest thing is I need you to forget the investing jargon and I want you to focus on your systems. You don't need to understand everything about the markets right now, everything about finance right now. What matters is automating good behaviors, regularly saving money and transferring it to the accounts that it needs to go to, and separating your accounts and naming your goals that you're trying to achieve. Because when you name the goals and you have money going towards that, it builds that momentum and it shows you that I'm going towards a place. We all, as human beings, we seek dopamine. Dopamine is released it's not when you get what you're going for, it's when you're seeking, when you're approaching it. So I want you to try to build that into your life. And while you're building, I want you to build your identity around being a saver. And then eventually I want you to turn being that saver into being an investor. And that's the fun part. When your mindset shifts from I'm trying to save to I'm someone who grows my money. It's not about having specific funds. It's not about having specific knowledge. It's about becoming who you want to become. The goal for you at 27 isn't to get rich fast. It's to build confidence. And the first step is earning some interest on your money. The next step is investing a small amount that you can learn the game with. Not win the game, but learn the game. So I would start with maybe $100 to test drive, putting some money into a broad market index or whatever you like. We've done podcasts on that. You can go back and listen to those. But don't let perfect be the enemy of progress. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. People get stuck thinking that they need the best option. But the best plan is one that you actually follow. So move from thinking about putting your money to work to actually putting your money to work. I want you to celebrate your progress. Every dollar you save is proof that you're designing a better relationship with your money than the version that you had 5 years ago. And that's massive. You're taking steps. So this week, open a high yield savings account, set up automatic transfers of regular payments, and give that account a name. Something like your Freedom Fund or Future Me Fund. I really don't care. Because that small act turns saving into purpose. And that turning saving into purpose gives you direction. And that's what you need right now.
I love
Congrats.
that. I love that. That's huge. And I think I love what you were saying there, Chris, where you have to shift your mindset to I am someone who grows my money and really believe it. And it's like, yeah, I'm the type of person who does that. So it makes sense. It comes easier to you. And I love that mindset shift. I think that's something that a lot of us actually could adopt. It's more beneficial mindset shifts in our lives. So I hope that information helps you. What I was going to say, what I did find in my notes was you said I just don't want my money sitting around doing nothing. I totally agree. Definitely don't want that. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with having your money sitting one spot for peace of mind. In the spirit of peace of mind. I want to make that clear. Not all of your money should be sitting there doing nothing, but it's always good to have some peace of mind money. And one of the things that I've learned is that if your investment strategy keeps you up at night, it's probably not the right one for you.
Yep.
So,
Not everything in life needs to be optimized financially. There are different ways to, I mean, there could be optimized psychologically, and that's just as valid, if not even more valid.
for sure. Absolutely. Well, we hope that helps you on your journey, and best of luck to the next 1,000, right?
This video podcast is sponsored by Monzon Wealth. The content in this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. We do not endorse specific products or services. Past performance does not guarantee future results. The opinions expressed are those of the hosts and guests, not the podcast sponsor. It is crucial to consult with a qualified financial advisor or professional who can provide advice tailored to your specific needs before making any financial decisions, investments, or taking any other actions. If you are seeking specified help, you can reach out to Chris at monzonwealth.com.